Hey everyone, welcome back to another video here on YGO Duels, or if it's your first time, welcome. And today I actually have a deck profile from one of my friends, and that deck is going to be Sky Strikers. So jumping right into the deck profile, we have 2 copies of Nibiru, 1 copy of Dasher, 1 copy of Celestial for the Phoenix Enforcer package, I guess, 3 copies of Ray, 2 copies of Rose, 3 copies of Ash Blossom, and 3 copies of Effect Failures. So that does it for the monsters. Onto the spells and traps, we have 1 copy of Regeki, 1 copy of Triple Tactics Talent, 1 copy of Reinforcement of the Army, 2 copies of Fusion Destiny, 1 copy of Engage, 1 copy of Jar of Avarice, 1 copy of Terraforming, 1 copy of Afterburners, 2 MSTs, 2 copies of Forbidden Chalice, 2 copies of Shark Cannon, 1 copy of Hornet Drones, 3 copies of Widow Anchor, great card. That and Engage I feel like are maybe, no, I don't want to say the 2 best spells because all of the spells are kind of good in their own way, but definitely one of the better ones in the Sky Strikers. 1 copy of Multi-Roll, 2 copies of the field spell Area 0, 1 copy of Mystic Mine. I know, don't hate me too much. I'm sorry. I don't think I used it in any of the replays, maybe one of them, but forgive me, I'm sorry. 2 copies of Impermanence, and onto the extra deck we have 1 copy of Phoenix Enforcer, who I didn't realize how good he is in a Sky Striker deck. The fact that he can remove himself from the monster zones during your turn and your opponent's turn, and then you can still use your Sky Striker spells because he's off the field. It's broken. He's really good in this deck. 1 copy of Access Code Talker, 1 copy of Halki, 1 copy of Zeke, 1 copy of Anaconda, better, faster way to get out your Phoenix Enforcer, 3 copies of Hayate, 1 copy of, forgive me, I'm going to probably butcher this, Kaina, I think? Yeah, that was probably butchered, but we'll roll with it. 3 copies of Kagari, and 3 copies of Shizuku. Onto the side deck, I have 1 copy of Nibiru, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, 2 copies of Triple Tactics Talent, 3 copies of Shared Ride, 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, 2 copies of Twin Twister, and I know, please don't hate me, another 2 copies of Mystic Mine. But anyways, guys, that does it for the deck profile. Let's go ahead and hop right into the duels. Alright, guys, so jumping right into duel number 1, and I'm going up against looks like a Cyberdark Cyber Dragon deck. So I'm going to go ahead and normal summon Ray, link into Hayate, set 2, and pass. Be patient with me. I was learning the deck as I was playing it. I know I probably should have gone into Shizuku, so I could have gotten a search on the end phase. But anyways, so it all works out. So he summons Chimera Tech Mega Fleet, getting rid of my Hayate, and then he's going to normal summon his core, use the core's effect to search, and then he's going to activate Cyberdark Realm to get an extra normal summon and to search. I think it's to search, right? Yeah, so he summons his Cyberdark Chimera, goes into Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon, and he had searched out a Power Bond earlier, so I knew that was there. So I was waiting for him to activate that, so that way I could use Nibiru and get rid of all his monsters. So I summoned Nibiru. He has this Nibiru token now. I'm going to normal summon my Effect Failure, so that way I can link summon into Anaconda, use Anaconda's effect to summon Phoenix Enforcer, have Phoenix Enforcer attack over the token, have Anaconda attack directly, chain it with Phoenix Enforcer's effect, and pop his Cyberdark Realm. Main phase 2, I'm going to activate Engage, and he's going to scoop. So right away I'm seeing the power of just Engage, I guess. I guess just the power of Sky Strikers in general matched with Phoenix Enforcer. I would have gotten the search there. I think I would have gotten the draw too. Probably had 3 spells in graveyard. Not 100% sure. But right off the bat, seeing how good the Sky Strikers are. So good game to the Cyber Dragon player there. Alright, on to duel number 2, and I'm going up against I think I looked through the deck profile, and it was a Invoked Dogmatica deck. With a few Psy-frames splashed in there. I think he just ended up drawing 2 of his bricks, which kind of didn't help him there. But I'm going to activate my Area 0, and it's going to get Ash Blossomed. I was able to Ash Blossom his, I think it was the Red Eyes Fusion or Fusion Destiny. Fusion Destiny on his turn, so that helped a lot. I'm able to use my Area 0, though, on my second turn, and I'm able to summon my Ray and get Engaged to my hand. So I'm going to use Ray's effect, and here's me not knowing the Sky Strikers too well. I go into Shizuku, probably should have gone into Hayate, gotten her effect off, but it ends up working out because I'm able to go into Kagari and get Engage back, and use Engage to search out my Widow Anchor. I'm going to set my Widow Anchor, and I'm going to pass to my opponent, and he's just not getting the draws that he needs. He does get a Judgment, which does hurt me a little bit, but I'm not too worried with what I have in hand. I have a couple Negates, and I end up top decking Array too, so... But it does, again, get Judgment. He uses Judgment on it, which hurts, but I'm not too worried because he's not summoning anything on his turn again. I top deck into a Shark Cannon and have to pass. He uses an Nadir Servant, and He's going to pop my back row and normal summon his Ecclesia, but I have Valor in hand to negate her effect. So he is going to hit me for 1500 damage, and then he's going to have to go ahead and pass, not being able to get her effect. I'm going to just use Widow Anchor, take her, and I'm not going to take any chances. I'm just going to attack for game. So a little bit lucky on the part that he bricked so heavily, drawing his Red Eyes and his Dasher, you know, the two cards that you don't ever want to see if you're running Dragoon or Phoenix Enforcer. He did get the fusion card, but I was able to blossom it. So yeah, it was a good game 2 for the Sky Strikers. Alright, on to duel number 3, and it's game number 2 against the Dogmatica Invoke deck. He's going to activate Red Eyes Fusion, but it's going to get met by my Ash Blossom right on turn 1, so he's going to pass to me. I'm going to use Upstart, draw a card, set 2, pass back to him. So he is going to normal summon the Ecclesia, try to use her effect, but I'm going to use my Valor to be able to negate that. He is able to attack though. He's going to hit me for 1500 damage, but on the end phase I'm going to activate MST, and I'm going to pop his Judgment. I top deck Fusion Destiny, I'm going to activate that, but it's going to get met with an Ash Blossom, so both of our fusion cards just get hit. But because of that, I'm able to use my triple tactics, draw 2 cards. I draw into a Rhoda, which was really, really good to see. Go into my Ray. I'm going to attack with my Ray, use her effect to summon Hayate, attack with Hayate, use her effect to send Widow Anchor to the grave, and then main phase 2, I'm going to go into Kagari and use Kagari's effect to add Widow Anchor back to hand and then set it. So there's me learning the deck a little bit more as I play it, which was a good thing to see, I guess, on my end. Probably for you guys too, to see me be able to use the deck a little bit more properly. I'm going to use the Widow Anchor on my turn to take his Celestial. I'm going to attack with the Kagari and with the Celestial. Main phase 2, I'm going to go into Shizuku. End phase, I get my search, and I'm going to search Engage. Celestial is going to go back to his side of the field. He's going to use Nadir Servant, and he's going to send Natis to the graveyard to pop my Widow Anchor. He's going to summon the Ecclesia, use her effect to search the Flirtus. Flirtus is going to use his effect to negate my Shizuku, and then activate his effect to give all Dogmatica monsters 500 attack. I'm going to summon Ray using her effect from the graveyard to then go into Kagari again, so that way I can add Widow Anchor to hand, and his monsters are also not able to attack over her because of the spell cards in graveyard. I'm going to use my Terraforming. I'm going to search out Area 0. I'm going to try to use Area 0's effect, and I am going to use it successfully, and I'm going to get Hornet Drones to hand. Going to use Engage to search out another Widow Anchor, just in case if things go wrong, I have a backup plan. He's going to use Divine Serpent, yeah, here. In the chat, he said he didn't mean to, so I'm not 100% sure what happened there. But yeah, so then I'm going to be able to use Kagari to attack over Ecclesia for game. So yeah, that was another really, really good duel. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, on to the next duel, and I'm going up against a Trickstar Burn deck. I guess Trickstars are inherently burned, but anyways, so I summon Ray, and I'm going to go into Shizuku so I can get a search on the end phase. I'm going to search Area 0, and I'm going to pass. So he's going to summon Trickstar Narcissus, activate Dark Room of Nightmare, and set 2 cards. On my turn, he's going to use Trickstar Reincarnation, which this card really hurts the Sky Strikers a lot because it banishes, doesn't send the spells to the graveyard, doesn't send the hand to the graveyard. So I ended up having to deal with that a few times, but I was still able to get some good plays off. I was able to use Engage, have my Kagari at 1700 attack on the field. He's going to try to activate One Day of Peace. I am going to use Ash Blossom to negate that, and he uses what effect was it? I think Angel of Blue Tears to set Trickstar Reincarnation. I think that's what it was. So he hits me again with Trickstar Reincarnation. I am able to try to use Afterburners, but it's going to use he's going to use Dark Bribe on it, and then I'm going to use my Widow Anchor to take his Narcissus, and I'm going to attack, and then I'm going to go into Zeke here. I am not sure why I didn't go into Anaconda. To be honest, I really don't know what I was thinking. I think I just wanted to get more Sky Strikers on the field just in case, but I end up using Nibiru on his turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And I give him his Nibiru token, summon Nibiru to my side, but he is still able to make plays, which I don't really know the Trickstars. I played them a long time ago, but that was before they got all this support. So he summons a few monsters, uses an equip spell card. I'm going to use Area 0 on my turn, targeting my Nibiru. I don't get a Sky Striker card, sadly, so I have to just attack over the token, make sure that thing doesn't get put into attack on the next turn, and get over Nibiru, and hope that he can't get around my 3000 beater that I have on the field, and if he can, I have a few things that can try and help me a little bit. So he's basically just going to summon a ton more monsters. but nothing really to do. Just tries to burn me, just little tick burns from Dark Room of Nightmare and some of the monster effects. So I'm going to use Area 0 again. I'm able to get Shark Cannon to hand, and I'm going to use Widow Anchor to take his Foxglove Witch to attack over his other Link monster, and then I'm going to use those two monsters to go into Access Code Talker, which was huge. The fact that I was able to do that, because if I wasn't, he would have had game. So I used the Access Code Talker. Oh, also this card is unaffected. What is he? When this Link summon card points to no monsters, it's unaffected by other card effects. So I had to make sure and summon the Access Code Talker there. I top deck Regeki, and I'm able to attack for game there. So yeah, really good top deck there, and I was able to overcome the banishing of some of my spells. So even with all of that, the Sky Strikers stayed pretty consistent, and we're still able to. I had Impermanence set, and I had Shark Cannon set, so I wasn't too worried about a lot of things. And the field spell definitely helps keep your combos going, and helps you get into your deck a little bit more if you're kind of stumped. Oh, and I had Effect Failure in hand, so yeah, that was a good duel there against the Trickstars. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Huge shout out to my friend for the deck profile. I had a lot of fun with it, and I can't wait to play you with it in real life whenever you get it built, or I can't wait to play with it myself too. But anyways, the deck is super consistent. I like the way that Sky Strikers play, that's for sure. I like how they're kind of slow and methodical, you know, get your monsters out, get your links out, get your spells to the graveyard and then into your hand, then on the field, and like just basically just slow your opponent down with all your hand traps and cards like Widow Anchor. And Widow Anchor is also good for OTKs. If I don't think I got one, but it can be good for in that sense. But yeah, overall, the deck ended up with a record of 9-1. That's 9 wins to 1 loss. It did really well. And overall, I would rate the deck probably a 9 out of 10. The deck definitely is meta. It can definitely be meta. And I don't even know if I was playing them to their full potential. I doubt I was. The synergy of going off of each other is really nice, and cards like Phoenix Enforcer just make the deck that much better. And the ability to just run so many hand traps because you don't really need many monsters is also just great. But yeah, so I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. If you guys want to see a deck profile on this, maybe one of yours or one of your friends or anything like that, just let me know in the comments below, or you can message me on Instagram, or find me on Reddit. It's YGO Duels. And yeah, so I hope you guys really enjoyed the video, and have a good rest of your night or day. Alright, peace.